Hey guys, what's going on? Turbo Dude here, and I'm going to give you a quick run through on my thoughts on the Rainbow Six Siege beta. It's now finished. It was pretty much constantly running fairly okay. There was a few server outages and a ton of connection issues and disconnection issues, but when it was working, the experience was fairly damn good, if not exactly perfect. Nothing's perfect, but there was a lot of issues when I was playing. The main thing for me is the Riot Shield. Now, everybody that I've asked so far hates the Riot Shield. Well, they don't mind using it, but when you're on the receiving end of it, it looks a lot like this little clip that I threw together. Yep, that basically sums it up. You are basically Robocop when you've got the Riot Shield, unless someone's lucky enough to get a shot at your arm or at your toes, or if somebody's smart enough to flank you. But in a lot of the close quarter combat situations, getting one up on the Riot Shield guy is pretty damn hard. I think personally they should make it destructible, so after so many shots the Riot Shield should get more useless. Or if they could nerf the aim, because my god, can you get headshots without even trying in free firing without even aiming? Hip fire, if you will. That's technically what it's called. You could just hip fire and get headshots. And if you fire rapidly enough, you can kill somebody without even needing a headshot. So that really needs to be sorted. The other issue is there isn't really a penalty for the defending team to just rush the spawn point of the attackers. I know you do get marked on the map, so it gives away your position, but I saw a few games where literally as soon as the attacking team, me, spawned in, the enemy team was already out of the building and in our spawn point ready to shoot us as we spawned. So there needs to be some kind of restriction on how long you can be outside before it just automatically kills you, or just something that stops you from just being able to rush a spawn point, because then it just becomes Rainbow Six team deathmatch rather than an actual siege and technical gameplay. It just becomes like a really, really old COD where you could just spawn with the enemy team and then get shot. So that was something I feel needed to be addressed. Most of the weapons seem to be perfectly well balanced. I had a good time with the pistols, the shotguns, the assault rifles, the submachine guns. Everything seems to be pretty much okay in that respect, although there doesn't seem to be much of a difference in feel between the weapons like some other games. Another positive side, the level design is pretty cool. I mean, we only saw a handful of maps, but the variation on where the missions could spawn and stuff was all kind of interesting. Different things would happen depending on where the setup was. I quite liked that. One of the negative things that I thought personally, I don't know about anybody else, is sometimes the kill cam was not really representative of what actually happened. Like, you would die and you'd be like, well, what the hell just happened there? You'd watch the replay back and you would see yourself get shot, stood out in the open, and you were like, well, I ran round a corner away from enemy fire, got to this kill cam, I was just stood in the hallway going, hello, would you like to shoot me today, sir? So I don't know whether that's just lag or, bad net code or what. I'm not entirely certain, but there was more than one occasion where you would watch a kill cam and it just doesn't represent what had all happened. So I think that was probably something that will be being worked on right now, I imagine, as they collect all the data from this. But yes, that was another negative aspect. Another positive aspect was the game pretty much forced everybody to work as a team. There were a few times where people would go lone wolf and go do their own thing, but most of the time the actual attributes of the character and stuff actually made people work together, or at least have some sort of organization. Pretty much every match I had, everybody had headsets on. There wasn't the issue that you do find with a lot of other games where there's some people that haven't got headsets on. Evolved, I'm looking at you. Another thing which could probably do with a little bit of work is the prone mechanic. While it kind of works as a prone mechanic, the actual positioning of your body and stuff means some really weird things can happen. Like, you can get yourself prone and then shimmy along just next to a cupboard, and then you can stick your feet apparently through the cupboard so you could hide just a torso and a head and a gun. So there was some little nooks and crannies you could hide in. I think they need to sort of have a prone block so you can't just like squeeze yourself into a cupboard drawer or something, because there was a few times where people were getting killed and couldn't understand why, and you'd see the kill cam and there's just a head and a gun sticking out of a gap. So again, something that's probably going to be addressed, I imagine. And that is pretty much it, guys. Mostly it's just the Riot Shield that causes a lot of problems in the matches. I think other than that, really, the only things worth mentioning are minor things like some of the character design could do with a little bit of variation, or a little bit more interest in the character design, because all the different characters, while they have their own attributes and their own special abilities, the abilities just aren't really that interesting, I don't personally think. I mean, Sledge, for example, he has a hammer. Woo! How exciting. It just doesn't feel like the gadgets are exciting enough or interesting enough to warrant like playing different characters all the time. Most people tend to get their own favorite character and then they stick to that and try to select it as fast as possible. That was the other thing that was a minor annoyance, but kind of comes with the territory of the game, is that you can't all be the same character out of the unlockable operators. If somebody picks Sledge, for example, that means nobody else can also be Sledge. So maybe there should be some kind of like rock, paper, scissors quick minigame if somebody wants to select the same character as you. Because asking people, can I use that character next time, please, isn't always great. There needs to be some kind of mechanic there so people can, fight over the characters while they're waiting for the game to load. Just something like that, I think, would make it a little bit more fair for people, so there isn't a lot of character hogging going on there. So, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, whatever you think should be changed or added or taken away or fixed, because there's some fixes that were needed in there, guys. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.